to the playoff edition of Pressbox Ramblings. It's the playoffs this week, of course, so we got Killeen, Harker Heights, and Copperas Cove all trying to get out into the next round. Killeen's going to be taking on Mansfield. Copperas Cove has Cedar Hill, and Harker Heights is the toughest test of all. They have DeSoto. Joining me now is going to be Kevin. We're to break down that Killeen versus Mansfield matchup. What does Killeen have to do to try to get on the next round this week?
Yeah, they've got to figure out a way to stop the run. You know, Mansfield, fourth place team out of 7-5A, 6-4 record overall. But the one thing they do and they do very well is run the football. You know, they've got one running back. He's the second leading rusher in that district. He ran for over 1,000 yards. Their number 2 back, you know, was like the 4th leading rusher. He had just under 1,000 yards. So 2 1,000-yard rushers against a Killeen team that's giving up a lot of yards running the ball. So they're going to have to really, you know, get that defense to lock down and get some alignments right and work on the fine things that kind of got them exposed in the running game.
All right, offensively, can they keep up behind the running of Daniel McCants?
You know, McCants showed that he can turn a game into a shootout with his running ability. He ran from, 317 yards last week, and basically did. He was able to keep, almost single-handedly able to keep up with Temple and Zach Allen and what the Wildcats were doing offensively. So, can he keep up? He has. Can he do it again? That's the key question. Mansfield's got a better defense than Temple does, so I don't expect McCants to go off for another 300-yard game. It's possible. He's got a lot of talent, but you obviously don't want to have a running offense trying to keep up with the team that scored a lot of points.
All right, and then tonight, does Killeen have a shot to win this one? Go on.
I think they do. That defense early in the season, they gave up a lot of yards in the preseason, but they were clutch at times. Especially in the second half, late in games, whenever the team needed to stop, they came up with a stop. So I think if the Killeen offense can keep it close and that defense step up, and remember, this is a team that's made the playoffs 5 straight years. A lot of these kids have been on those playoff teams. The playoffs are nothing new. They know big games require big moments, big plays. So I think if that defense can make those clutch plays throughout the game, Killeen has a shot.
All right, and don't forget to check out our video of that game on Friday night on khpressbox.com. I'm joined by now with Alex Byington. He's going to help me break down the Harker Heights versus DeSoto matchup and the Copperas Cove versus Cedar Hill game. Alex, Harker Heights has a pretty hard matchup going out here, to say the least. What do they need to do to become successful against a highly talented team?
First thing first, they can't make mistakes. They can't turn the ball over. That's kind of been their Achilles heel all season. Every loss, 3 to 4 turnovers, and it just continues to bite them, in the rear. And whenever they have turnovers, or really any more than 2, they can't overcome it. So until they can stop that, and all 4 of their victories, they've pretty much had, I think, combined 2 to 3 turnovers in those 4 victories. So that's kind of their key. If they can stop kicking themselves in the foot, they at least stand a chance of upsetting DeSoto, which is probably one of the more powerful teams in the entire state, possibly one of the top teams in the country, depending how far down you want to go in those rankings.
All right, Heights has had trouble this season, if they have trouble in anything with their defense, it's against the run.
Mm-hmm.
Pass has been pretty stellar. How do they stop that running back DeSoto has?
They got to get pressure. On that line, they have to push that line backwards. If they can get that, they've had that at times. They dominated the line against Belton. Obviously, they shut down that running game. They dominated the line against Temple, and they shut down that. Galen Sanders and Keith Buell and Zach Allen. They shut it down. So if they can control that line like they've done on occasion, they should be able to at least slow DeSoto down. And if you can do that, and then maybe extend your drives on offense and keep their offense off the field, which has helped them out a few times, maybe they can pull this monumental upset that they keep talking about.
All right, can I bring it up? Impact of Darius James on this game. How much does it help? And is he going to see play on both sides of the ball?
We don't even know if he's going to play yet. He may. There are indications that he's healthy. The way he's talking, it kind of sounds like he could be playing. But there's no guarantee he's actually going to be out there. And if he is out there, how long is he going to be out there? And again, there are too many questions to go with it. I don't know how much of an impact he's going to make if he does play, for those simple reasons. So if he can play it all and just do what he does best, and that's kind of make pressure, happen, force the issue somehow, whether it's on offense, forcing the hole open, or on defense, getting to the quarterback. But again, we don't even know if he's going to be out there yet.
All right, at the end of the night, how more realistic of a shot does DeSoto have Heights have of knocking off DeSoto?
Oh, I mean, they haven't lost a game all year, and they've dominated. They're averaging 50 points a game. I'm going to put it maybe 10%. I mean, Heights has talent, and they have players that can do it, but they have to play perfect. And they've only done that once this year, really. So pitching a perfect game is hard in any sport, especially football.
All right, that's almost, on paper, it doesn't seem like Copper Cove is going to have to do that, but they may have to. Talk a little bit about what you saw about their offense last week against Heights, and what do you think they need to do well?
Just mix it up. I mean, for once this year, Cove is not just a running team. They can actually move the ball, move the pocket. Robbie Seabold is kind of progressing as a passer, and he's doing well. I mean, he's finding guys over the middle. They have guys like Rashawn Gibson and Jerry Fluellen, a big old tight end prospect. So, I mean, they have guys that can make catches. They just need to move the ball, and they're doing it with a stout run game, and then they're playing off that with a decent passing game and moving the ball downfield. So I think they're mixing up really well right now. They're hitting on all cylinders. They looked, outside of the first drive or two when they got accustomed to Heights defense and they made some adjustments, they looked pretty legit last week against Heights. So they can keep doing that, Cedar Hill might be in trouble.
All right. One thing to look at for Bulldogs fans with Cedar Hill is, of course, how experienced they are. Their schedule this year has been just top-notch. They started off the season by beating number 1 Denton Geyer, and then they lost 3 straight games after that, but it was to number 4 Allen. It was to the number 1 team in Florida, Washington.
Yeah.
They have probably played the toughest schedule in the nation. So, you look at the matchup, and then you got a 6-4 team, but Copper Cove's going to have to be on the ball. They can't. It's not just a 6-4 team coming in. It's really like a team that most teams would be 9-1 with that kind of talent. So, but that said, don't forget to check out all the action on kdhpressbox.com. We'll have a video of the Cove and, of course, that Killeen game as well.